We ready? Thank you. Welcome, everybody, to today's announcement of my appointment to the City College Board of Trustees for San Francisco. Well, let me begin by thanking my good friend and someone who graduated from my alma mater and someone who we've worked with for many years. And he's been part of the elected city family for the City College for over a decade. And of course, that's Milton Marks. And I want to give him and certainly Abby and the kids our condolences and certainly acknowledge Milton's contribution to our college, not only to his family, to his community, to the environment that he cherished so much, but also to the institution of our city college that he worked so hard to improve. And he took up the mantle, especially at the hard times when it was challenged already. And I had a chance to express that to Abby the last week and let her know that we were thinking about him and certainly were blessed with the many years of service that he and the family provided. So his contributions to our education community will be sorely missed. But for the generations to come forward, for years to come, our city college will provide and will continue to provide the kind of education and the job skills that we need for our city. And over the last few weeks, I've been working very closely with the City College to assess their fiscal, their managerial, and their accreditation issues. And I want to thank the people behind me, and in particular, the Interim Chancellor, Pamela Fisher, is here, and of course, the current trustees. Natalie Berg is here today with Anita Greer, who's also here. Thank you very much. And also representing our students, Mr. Walker is here as well. Thank you for being here. With any educational institution as valued as our City College, not only did we work with those that are currently involved in them, but we worked as a city family, and there's no way to express at this time the need to have the city family together to support our City College. So also I have representatives of the Controller's Office, Ben Rosenfield. We have Mickey Callahan and the Human Resources divisions that are here today. We have Nadia Sase, who's here from our public financing, and certainly Kate Howard and the budget staff, all here to help me help City College to make sure they continue in the best tradition that we have in our city, because they, after all, need our help, need our support, and they will not be able to accomplish it all by themselves. And so no less than any other educational institution, they can't do it alone. And certainly I get that message from Hydra Mendoza a lot these days, and working with her on with the Board of Education, as well as her being my link to City College at this time. And then with our community assets, Maria So, who's here as the head of the Children, Youth, and Family, she has also been extremely a critical part of the programs that support our educational institutions, and will be similarly so when we meet the challenges of our community college. You know, our community college, as I say earlier, is really the important part. Well, let me tell you how important it is. 90,000 students come through City College. And we cannot let that fail. We will not let that fail. It is, I think, California's finest example of a true urban community college. It serves 90,000 students. It has 9 major neighborhood campuses and more than 100 institutional instruction sites throughout the city of San Francisco. And it has that because it wants to make itself available to every resident of San Francisco and make it accessible by transportation, by bike or by foot, but it also, and most importantly, it becomes accessible because it is affordable and it is high quality. It has 815 full-time staff, over 1,035 part-time staff, and over 900 classified employees. It offers affordable opportunities for San Franciscans to earn associate degrees, to prepare for a transfer to higher institutions, or to pursue career and technical education in over 50 academic programs and 100 occupational disciplines. City College also offers distance learning and free non-credit courses in many fields. And for us in San Francisco, for what I've been doing the last year and a half, it offers and empowers from our city those economic sectors that we consider most valuable for our future, especially in the areas of healthcare, hospitality, biotech, and now technology in general. We have become dependent upon City College for their ability to prepare the future workforces, and because of their outstanding training that the college affords, our economic future is directly tied to the success of our City College. So it's with that I presenting today a very important decision, because in recognizing the importance of our City College to us as a city, I also want to make sure that we recognize as a family the serious challenges that are before the trustees and certainly before the interim Chancellor Fisher as we work together to meet them. There'll be very difficult and important decisions that will be needed to be made in order to address the recommendations that are set forth by the Accreditation Committee. There'll also be a lot of good faith negotiations that will have to happen in order to protect our City College. But tough decisions and reforms are what City College needs at this time. And we must first protect and serve the students of City College and make sure they remain our #1 priority. But any improvement means change from the status quo. It will also mean decisions about reform, decisions reflecting strong leadership and good governance that will improve our City College system and protect its accreditation. To that end, I've given very careful consideration about who to appoint to fill this vacancy at such a critical time in our City College history. We need someone who shares my vision of reform and someone who will make the tough choices ahead. And today I'm proud to appoint Rodrigo Santos as a new trustee of the San Francisco City College. Not only to make good decisions and correct ones, but also to complete the term of Trustee Marks. Rodrigo is an individual who not only brings a wealth of knowledge and fiscal and managerial expertise, but he is committed and passionate about education and about educating all of our youth, just as he has done with his incredible twins, and with the help of Ginny, of course. Rodrigo's been and is a small business owner in San Francisco. He's had a history of community service. He's volunteered on a number of different commissions, including the San Francisco Building Inspection Commission. He was the former president of that commission. But I think most importantly, he's been an incredible part of our Workforce Development Commission, because that's exactly what our kids are looking for when they do graduate and complete their City College, because it isn't about just a degree. It's about whether that degree leads to full employment. That's what people are looking for. This is what Rodrigo stands out, in my mind, amongst all the people that we had a chance to take a look at. He's been involved as a pro bono structural engineer. His firm, of course, is a structural engineering firm, but he's been part of many of our local nonprofits' ability to have their projects successful in the past 20 years. I know Rodrigo is a strong reformer. He's an advocate on behalf of students, and he is committed to our City College, and it will not lose its accreditation with Rodrigo's help. For these reasons, I am presenting to you Rodrigo as a great asset to our city college, and I want to thank Rodrigo for stepping up and accepting this appointment at a time when we really need reform. Thank you to you and to Jenny and to the two kids for supporting you as well. It's most important than ever before that we do whatever it takes to get our city college back on its feet for the sake of current and future city college students, for their families, and for all of our city residents. It's a critical institution, and that we are preparing our residents to compete, not just to get the degrees, not just to get the job. As a city, we need a city college that will help us compete with all the other international cities of the world, and it happens right here. So with that, I'd like to ask Rodrigo to please step forward and take the oath. Will you please raise your right hand and repeat after me? I, Rodrigo Santos, do solemnly affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter during such time as I hold the office of a member of the City College Board of Trustees
a member of the City College Board of Trustees
for the City and County of San Francisco.
for the City and County of San Francisco.
Congratulations, Rodrigo. Ladies and gentlemen, if I can present to you Rodrigo Santos, the newest member of our Board of Trustees.
I'm honored for this great appointment. As a new member of the Board of Trustees, I can tell you that I will do everything in my power to ensure that not only do we follow the great work of former trustee Milton Marks, that great legacy of public service, but at the same time, I join an institution that must be saved, an institution that must be preserved. I am absolutely committed to that goal. That goal will be shared by my fellow trustees. I will be working diligently with them to ensure that we have not only the consensus that we need to pass difficult reforms, but more importantly, we must support the interim chancellor, Pamela Fisher. Our primary duty is to ensure that she receives the support and the tools needed to implement the difficult reforms that are going to be required to preserve this incredible institution that teaches, as Mr. Mayor Lee just said, over 90,000 students. We are going to offer that support. We think it's crucial as trustees to give the chancellor the support that's required. And at the same time, we will hold her accountable. We will help her. We will challenge her. And I know she's eminently qualified to help us save this institution. Let me tell you a little bit about my background. I am a naturalized U.S. citizen. I was born in Ecuador. I came to the Bay Area, went to Stanford University, and I have a master's degree in structural engineering, which I obtained in 1981. I started my own structural engineering firm in 1988, Santos and Urrutia Structural Engineers. Albert Urrutia, my partner, is someone I met at Stanford University. Albert Urrutia is a native San Franciscan that attended the San Francisco Community College. There's a program where if you take 28 units and you get 3.65 and above, you have a direct path to UC Berkeley, or better, Stanford. I forgot this was being televised. I met Albert Urrutia. We started the firm in 1988. That's close to 25 years ago. We employed over 25 people, quite a few of them members of this great community college. Let me tell you, we hear a lot of negative things about the community college, particularly lately. But I must assure you that in terms of technical expertise and great educators, we have absolutely the best teachers in the nation when it comes to technical things. Can guarantee you we'll be preserving those programs. I have behind me my wonderful family, my wife Ginny, and my two twins. One pair, I guess, one twin. Adriana Santos and Alexander Santos. Alexander graduated from UCLA and is a structural engineer and is a proud member of the famous structural engineering firm of Santos and Urrutia. My daughter is a graduate of Boston University. She works for the San Francisco International Terminal Marketing Division. These are born and raised San Franciscans. I want to encourage everyone out there that is listening to that this is the best city to raise a family. Disregard a few of those articles that you read about most families leaving San Francisco. Don't. Stay in this city. This is what can happen to you if you stay. In terms of my dedication, I think San Francisco has embraced me, has welcomed me, it's allowed me to prosper, allowed me to raise this incredible family. As a naturalized U.S. citizen, I tell you I have learned a great deal about compassion, public service, and it's time for me to give something back to a community that has embraced me and opened their arms to me. And that's what I intend to do as a new trustee. You may have heard that I have an unusual work schedule. I open my office every morning at 5:20 a.m. I have an open house for anyone that wants to come to my office and talk to me, hopefully about engineering, until 8 a.m. I've been doing that for the last 25 years. Why? Because I was dedicated and committed to establishing and creating a successful business. I will bring the same commitment to the community college. And to ensure that it doesn't affect my private business, I will be opening the office at 4 a.m. Finally, I think it's time for me to give something back to this wonderful community. I can guarantee you that nothing will give me more pleasure than not only to be known as a successful structural engineer, but more importantly, as one of the trustees that was instrumental in saving City College. Save City College.
Thank you, everybody. We can stay behind, Rodrigo and I, to answer a few questions before we go. And we have a meeting to begin right away with Chancellor Fisher, and we have some things to talk about, a lot of serious decisions.
You're head of a group called Coalition for Responsible Growth, which is a fairly conservative organization, a fairly polarizing organization that is very critical of new government regulations and supportive of development projects in every case. I thought I'd give you a chance to address why you chose someone who is considered a polarizing appointment and how you're going to achieve the consensus that you're talking about.
Well, again, I think that has very little, if that view is, I challenge that as being incorrect, but the business background that Rodrigo brings to this is really a huge asset for City College. Part of the challenges, if you read very closely the recommendations, is the challenges of not only fiscal but governance. And so having a business mind, I think will be a welcome thing for the rest of the trustees to have a conversation with somebody who's got a business background on it. And well, I do think, though, that the Board of Trustees will be less about politics and more about how to do a good administration of that City College and make sure it's fiscally sound as well as the governance of it is sound. So that's where I think the skill set's going to be a good match.
Did you address anything I just asked, by the way?
Sure, yeah.
About how I characterize your organization?
My organization, the San Francisco Coalition for Responsible Growth, is an extremely diverse organization. It's an organization that is interested in high-density housing near transportation hubs. It's an organization that is green. It's an organization that is interested in responsible growth. I don't know why you will characterize that as polarizing.
What needs to be done to protect the accreditation of City College?
The first thing we need to do is to make sure that we offer the interim chancellor all the tools that she needs to be able to respond to originally they were started with 8 items and now there are 14. We have until October 15th to make sure that we have a proper response to all those items.
Do you have something specific?
I will be interacting with the interim chancellor and the mayor shortly, so I want to make sure that we understand the global perspective and the responses that we're going to be providing. I want to speak with a uniform voice.
And then given your fiscal background, how are you going to evaluate what kind of cuts might need to be made?
We'll be analyzing everything. As a structural engineer, I know a lot about facilities and buildings. We'll make sure that the facilities that we have, we'll be analyzing them, and they need to be efficient. Do we have the possibility of potentially consolidating some of those facilities? I'm not sure. We'll be making all the tough decisions and the proper analysis to make sure that no money is wasted and we use the money efficiently. Thank you.